Thyroid diseases. So we know that the thyroid gland is present in the neck region and it produces the thyroxine hormone. Although hypothalamus and pituitary they control the thyroid gland, the hypothalamus releases the thyrotropin releasing hormone, which in turn stimulates the pituitary to release thyroid stimulating hormone, and this thyroid stimulating hormone stimulates the thyroid gland to produce T3 and T4 hormones. These T3 and T4 hormones have a negative feedback over the body. Whenever the blood levels of these T3 and T4 hormones they raises, it gives a negative feedback to the pituitary gland to stop secreting TSH, and similarly it gives a negative feedback to the hypothalamus to stop TRH. So hypothalamus it stimulates the pituitary gland in turn stimulates the thyroid gland to release thyroid hormones T3 and T4, which are responsible for the metabolism of the body. So these are the thyroid disorders. We will talk about this slide in the end. So the thyroid disorders, they can be categorized under hypothyroidism, that means less functioning of thyroid gland, that means low levels of thyroxine hormone, hyperthyroidism, high levels of thyroxine hormone, and triiodothyronine, that means T3 and T4 levels. Goiter is another thyroid disease which is swelling in the neck, which is characterized by swelling in the neck. Tumors of the thyroid gland, and subclinical conditions of the thyroid gland. So first let us talk about the hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism can be classified under primary hypothyroidism and secondary hypothyroidism. Primary hypothyroidism, it could be due to the congenital defect, which is congenital hypothyroidism and cretinism, one and the same thing. The primary hypothyroidism, that is low production of thyroid hormones, could be due to autoimmune process. First disease in autoimmune is Hashimoto disease, also called as Hashimoto thyroiditis. Second is spontaneous atrophic hypothyroidism, that means because of the autoimmunity the thyroid gland it becomes atrophied, and that leads to hypothyroidism. Third is iatrogenic hypothyroidism by the hospital error, for example post-operative hypothyroidism, if by mistake there is post-operative loss of thyroid gland. Medication or radiation induced, certain medications, especially the medicines which contains lithium, they lead to hypothyroidism, or the radiations for the radiotherapies, they lead to hypothyroidism. And last one is iodine deficiencies. All these causes they leads to the less production of thyroxine gland by the thyroid gland, by directly affecting the thyroid gland. Whereas secondary hypothyroidism is not due to the thyroid gland, it is because of some other central problem like pituitary disorder or hypothalamus disorder. So I have summarized here some causes of primary hypothyroidism and secondary hypothyroidism. You can go through them. Primary hypothyroidism. So the most common cause for hypothyroidism, for primary hypothyroidism, is iodine deficiency. However, iodine deficiency is not very much prevalent these days, so the most common cause for primary hypothyroidism becomes an autoimmune process or an autoimmune disease called as Hashimoto thyroiditis. It is a chronic inflammatory process due to autoimmunity. That is why it is also called as chronic autoimmune thyroiditis. Goiter is the main presenting problem. This Hashimoto thyroiditis is having goiter, that means swelling in the neck region. That is why it is also called as goitrous thyroiditis. It is more common in females. The pathology is lymphocytic infiltration of the thyroid gland leading to atrophy of the thyroid follicles because of the autoimmunity. Patients generally have these antibodies, that is thyroperoxidase antibodies in their blood serum. That is why anti-TPO tests of such patients are positive. That means antibody to thyroperoxidase are positive. During initial stages of the disease, patients may have hyperthyroidism because of inflammation, which is called as hashitoxicosis, but soon after that there will be the condition of hypothyroidism because the gland will ultimately get destroyed. So the lab investigations, the T4, the thyroxine levels will be low because of the destruction of the thyroid gland, whereas TSH levels will be high. Thyroid stimulating hormone by the pituitary will be high because pituitary will be having a positive feedback from the low levels of thyroxine, so the pituitary will start releasing more amount of thyroid stimulating hormone in response to the low levels of thyroxine. Also, the antibody to TPO will be raised and anti-thyroglobulin, another antibody, will also be raised. Hemoglobin levels will be low because of the hypothyroidism, low sodium levels, high lipid levels, that is cholesterolemia, thyroid scan, that is RAIU. Radioactive iodine uptake scan shows low uptake. Right, this radioactive iodine uptake, we put an radioactive iodine into the body and we check the iodine uptake by the thyroid gland. If it is low, it shows primary hypothyroidism. Then secondary hypothyroidism, most common causes are tumors of pituitary and hypothalamus. It is also called as central hypothyroidism. Lab investigations will show low levels of TSH and low levels of thyroxine. MRI brain might show the cause for, that is, the tumors of pituitary and hypothalamus. Subclinical hypothyroidism. Subclinical hypothyroidism is a milder form of hypothyroidism which is characterized by increased level of TSH but normal level of thyroxine. Now this subclinical hypothyroidism, if the thyroxine levels they are normal but the TSH levels they are increased, the person at this stage most of the time is without any clinical features. That is why it is called as subclinical hypothyroidism, because there are no clinical features present. This can be called as milder form of hypothyroidism, and the classical signs and symptoms are absent and it requires no treatment except if there is pregnancy or if the couple wants to conceive, or if anti-TPO is positive or family history is very much positive for hypothyroidism. Only then in these cases subclinical hypothyroidism are treated, otherwise not. Once again, this subclinical hypothyroidism is characterized by only lab values, and in lab values the thyroxine levels, the T4 levels, they are normal but the serum TSH levels are raised. So the Hashimoto thyroiditis, common symptoms are swelling in the thyroid gland, because it is also called as thyroid, that is why it is also called as goitrous thyroiditis, thick skin, depression, fatigue, constipation. So the clinical features, overall general clinical features for hypothyroidism are symptoms: tiredness, fatigue, feeling cold, dry skin, hair loss, poor memory and concentration, dementia, depression, constipation, dyspepsia, weight gain, but with poor appetite, the appetite will be low, shortness of breath, hoarse voice, very important, hoarse voice in females, heavy menstrual bleedings, and these heavy periods of menstrual bleedings, they'll be followed later on by oligomenorrhea and amenorrhea, that means less menstrual bleeding and no menstrual cycles at all, abnormal sensations, paresthesia in the hands, infertility, poor hearing, whereas signs are dry and coarse skin, cool extremities, myxedema, that means swelling in the body especially over the tibial surface, hair loss, edema of hands, feet, slow pulse rate, bradycardia, swelling of the limbs, delayed relaxations, carpal tunnel syndromes, pleural effusion ascites, pericardial effusions because of the myxedema, cerebellar disorders. These are some of the signs and symptoms of hypothyroidism. Now let us talk about hyperthyroidism. So as the name is telling, there will be more level of thyroxine hormone in the body, in the blood. So again, hyperthyroidism is divided into primary and secondary. The primary causes are: number 1, Graves' disease, that is autoimmune disease; number 2, iodine excess, if somebody is taking excess of iodine; number 3, thyroid cancer, thyroid carcinoma. Secondary hyperthyroidism, again the causes are pituitary and hypothalamus adenomas, which are forcing the thyroid gland to produce more thyroxine. So primary hyperthyroidism, the most common cause for primary hyperthyroidism is an autoimmune disease, which is Graves' disease, also called as exophthalmic goiter. Ophthalmic means pertaining to eye and X means protruding outwards. So it is a syndrome which consists of hyperthyroidism, that means high levels of thyroxine in the body, goiter, again the Hashimoto was also having goiter, swelling in the neck. This Graves' disease is also having swelling in the neck, eye disease, orbitopathies, and dermopathies, that means skin disorders like pretibial or localized myxedema, that means over the tibia there will be swelling or skin changes. Common in females, thyroid stimulating immunoglobulins TSI, also called as thyroid stimulating antibodies. These are present in such Graves' disease, and they act like thyroid stimulating hormone from the pituitary. And since they act like TSH, so they stimulate the TSH receptors in the thyroid gland to produce more thyroid hormone. Also, they lead to the growth of thyroid gland, which is goiter. So these thyroid stimulating immunoglobulins, they mimic the TSH and they lead to the release of more thyroxine in the body. So the lab investigations are the T3, T4 level, the free thyroxine levels will be high, whereas TSH level will be low because of the negative feedback of T3 and T4, and the anti-TSHR will be raised. Thyroid scan or radioactive iodine uptake scan RAIU will be showing high uptake. Secondary hyperthyroidism, the most common causes are tumors of pituitary and hypothalamus. These tumors, they might cause hyperthyroidism, or they can also cause hypothyroidism. This is also called as central hyperthyroidism, and this is not hypo, this is hyperthyroidism. Lab investigations, again the high free T4, but the TSH levels will be elevated because these pituitary tumors, they will be secreting more TSH, which in turn will lead to high levels of thyroxine in the blood. Subclinical hyperthyroidism, again this is a hyperthyroidism which is characterized only by increased lab values. That means the T4 levels will be normal, but the TSH levels will be low, and there will be no treatment for such condition for subclinical hyperthyroidism. So these are the photographs for this Graves' disease, where you can see these orbitopathies. The eyes will be protruding outwards, the lids will be going inwards. There could be goitrous enlargement of the thyroid gland. There could be dermopathies especially over the pretibial region with myxedemas, that means swelling also, and clubbing of fingers could be there. So the features for hyperthyroidism, general features are the symptoms: hyperactivity, irritability, fatigue, weakness, increased sweating, heat intolerance, this is heat intolerance, weight loss with increased appetite, diarrhea, polyuria, oligomenorrhea, and loss of libido. Whereas signs are tachycardia, fine tremors of fingers, that is shaking of fingers, diffused goiter, warm moist skin, pruritus, urticaria, hyperpigmentations, muscle weakness, lid lag, that means the eyelid will not close properly, exophthalmosis, that means protruding of the eyeballs, proptosis, that means search it out, proptosis, thyroid dermopathies, erythematous, thickened, rough texture, purple colored, indurated plaque, right? So there will be plaque formation over the skin, which is erythematous, indurated, thickened, and having rough texture. Pretibial myxedema and clubbing could be seen. So these are some of the comparison for hypo and hyperthyroidism. You can remember by this diagram. So there are some more thyroid diseases which you should know. First is myxedema coma. This is also called as myxedema madness, and this is a condition where hypothyroidism is severe. When hypothyroidism is severe, it leads to decreased mental status, hypothermia, multi-organ dysfunction syndrome, seizures, hypothermia, hypoventilations, bradycardia, hyponatremia, hypoglycemia, and the person may die because of this emergency condition, mainly occurring elderly ill patients or patients who are having pneumonia, MI, etc. Whereas the opposite to this myxedema coma is thyroid storm. Thyroid storm is thyrotoxic crisis. Another term for hyperthyroidism is thyrotoxicosis. That means the toxicity in the body because of increased thyroid level, which is hyperthyroidism or thyrotoxicosis. So this, if thyrotoxicosis is too much, that is called as thyroid storm or thyrotoxic crisis. It is life-threatening exacerbations of hyperthyroidism, and it could be due to infection, stroke, trauma, DKA, radiotherapy of previously existing hyperthyroid patients. The symptoms are hyperthermia, delirium, seizures, coma, vomiting, diarrhea, cardiac failure, arrhythmia. Another common thyroid disease is viral thyroiditis. It is also called as de Quervain thyroiditis, and it is mostly post to the upper respiratory tract infection. So after having an upper respiratory tract infection with some virus, it sometimes leads to thyroiditis, and this thyroiditis is characterized by three phases. First is hyperthyroidism because of inflammation, thyroiditis, followed by hypothyroidism, and ultimately the body recovers on its own, so normal thyroid function is restored. So this is restore phase, this is hypothyroid phase, this is hyperthyroid phase. So fever, dysphagia, tender thyroid, and radioactive scan is very choice of investigation. It shows low uptake. Acute thyroiditis is a bacterial infection. Some of the bacteria, they infect the thyroid gland, for example tuberculous bacteria, pneumocystis bacteria. It is mostly seen in immunocompromised patient. So last is goiter. Goiter is another thyroid disease. Goiter is basically a common term which is for the enlargement of thyroid gland. So there are various types of goiter. Number 1, diffuse goiter. Number 2, nodular goiter. Number 3, tumors which looks like goiter. Tumors are also goiter, and other causes. So diffuse goiter, when the swelling in the neck is diffuse, there is no particular nodules, or there is no particular differentiation in the swelling, just a thick swelling in the neck region. It could be due to the puberty because of the increased demand of the hormone, or pregnancy. Iodine deficiency is the most common cause for goiter. Hashimoto disease leads to goiter. Graves' disease leads to goiter. Viral thyroiditis leads to goiter, right, which is tender, also having tenderness also. Then nodular goiter, when the goiter is nodular, you can feel the nodules, or the USG scan shows the nodules in the goiter. They are of three types. First is solitary nodular goiter, only one single nodule. Then second is multinodular goiter, when there are multiple nodules. And cysts, when there are cysts in the this thyroid gland. Tumors, adenoma, carcinoma, lymphoma, and other things like tuberculosis, sarcoidosis, these infiltrative diseases, they can also cause swelling of thyroid gland. So goiter is enlargement of thyroid gland. RAIU shows increased uptake, and iodine deficiency is the most common cause for simple goiter, whereas nodular goiter, the iodine deficiency gives the sign and symptoms of hypothyroidism, whereas nodular goiter, if it is toxic, that means toxic nodular goiter. If the nodular goiter becomes toxic, it causes thyrotoxicosis. That means features of hyperthyroidism can come. So goiter can be having features of hypothyroidism also, or goiter can show features of hyperthyroidism also. For example, in cases of Hashimoto disease, the goiter will show the hypothyroidism features, whereas in Graves' disease, the goiter will show hyperthyroidism features. So the summary. So we have learned that the thyroid disorders are generally classified into hypo and hyperthyroidisms. These hypo and hyperthyroidisms again are primary, secondary, and subclinical. The clinical features can be learned by a comparison in between these hypo and hyper, because most of the time they are having the contradictive features. And the investigations, the T3 levels, the most important is T4 level, thyroxine level, and thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, and the radiography, the scintillating investigations, RAIU, radioactive iodine uptake investigations are important to know about the thyroid disorders. So this complete your thyroid diseases.